Hola, cafeínos!
We are Cafe Con Leche Travels. I'm David.
And I am Travis, and today is a very special day.
We are celebrating our 1-year anniversary in Merida, Mexico.
What? We're obviously celebrating with some coffee because we just woke up. We have a day full of errands, but we're gonna take you along and tell you 7 things we've learned from living in Mexico for the last year.
So let's go. It is a beautiful hot day in Merida today, and I need some linen shirts because of how hot it is. So we're just gonna go grab some shirts at La Isla and see what we can see. While we wait for our Uber, I'll share the first thing that I feel like we have learned living in Mexico after 1 year. And to me, that has been that this has been such a great first place to live in for someone like me who has never lived abroad. And we've shared that before. This is my first experience living outside of the United States, and it's been so easy to jump into existing in an unfamiliar space. I feel like it is unfamiliar and familiar at the same time. You really get to see the stark differences and the huge similarities that we have. I mean, to the internal things where everyone's just trying, to find their space and their place, to like there's a Costco and a mall and like all these really familiar things that I feel like some people just don't know are part of Mexican culture.
Yeah, if you've never lived abroad, I feel like Mexico is close enough to not be too far and far enough to not be too close.
Yes. If you have never lived abroad before, I would suggest coming to visit a place like Merida because it is such a great space to kind of figure these unfamiliar things out. And that's exactly what it has been for us, is it's just space that really feels like home.
Can you guys believe it's been a year?
I know, it is blowing my mind.
Because we can't.
I never would have imagined that this was gonna be our life.
1 year ago, we sold almost everything we owned, got on a plane to a city we had never been to live in a country David had never been to, and the last time I had been here, I was like 10 years old.
And it has completely just dismantled any thought that I've ever had about living abroad.
The second thing we learned after living for the last year in Mexico is that it is not what the media in the United States portrays it to be.
Yes, and I'm sure you've heard that before, but it is so true.
What we've discovered is a country rich in culture and history. What's funny is how many people from the States travel to Europe looking for culture and history and cuisine when a much shorter plane ride away is the beautiful country of Mexico with all of those same things.
It is super diverse in every way possible. There are nature moments, there are mountains, there's a lot of cosmopolitan areas like Guadalajara, Mexico City. There's just so much to do, and it's so rich that I feel like there's something for literally everyone.
And if you live in the States and the only thing that you know of Mexico is what you see in a lot of the popular media, it's not the whole picture. It's not even a tenth of the picture as far as we're concerned. And over the past year, we've seen so much that has really surprised us, pleasantly surprised us.
It's been really fun to see how much Mexican people take pride in their culture and how inviting they are into that space, because we've really felt like a part of Mexico.
Yeah, it's been really great to get messages from people who are from the places we've been to, grew up there, maybe they moved away, maybe they're still there, and just thanking us for showing a different side of their city or town or country than a lot of people from the States have seen. That's just awesome. And they should be proud because it is fantastic.
Thing is something that I feel like I cannot say enough, but the Mexican people are the most inviting, the most kind, the most compassionate towards people that are just not from here. And I will just keep saying that forever.
We said it before, we'll say it again. Everyone has been so kind and welcoming and generous with everything, with time, with help, with food. It's really overwhelming and really heartwarming to be an outsider in such a welcoming culture. We are home. Now we're gonna make some tacos and keep going with our list. Light lunch. Let's eat. That was delicious.
Thank you, Travis, for cooking an amazing meal.
The fourth thing we've discovered after living in Mexico for a full year is that Merida is kind of the perfect destination for us. Because it is not super touristy. We've been to a lot of the tourist destinations, Cancun, Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, places like that. It feels like for us, Merida is the best of both worlds because it's close to touristy destinations. And even though it is a tourist destination in and of itself, there's beautiful, charming colonial things downtown to do and cenotes and all that good stuff. It's not like Tulum or Cancun or Puerto Vallarta. And it's been, obviously, if you guys have watched the channel, you know how much fun we have every time we go somewhere and how we fall in love with it almost instantly. And that's been super fun to be able to go to places and then to have Merida as a home base where the cost of living and the quality of life is great for us.
Yeah, for us.
For us.
I know that I've loved it because it is a slower paced city, but it still has like an international airport and all the things that you kind of need in a city, but the pace is just very slow. It's not busy. It's very hot, but it's just very mild. And I have really enjoyed that because it matches with my own personality and like who I am. So it's just been really cool to like go from a very bustling city like LA to a place that is very, very chill.
We have a great setup going on. David does not like to cook.
Not even a little bit.
So I will cook, which means like heating things up mostly. And David cleans.
It's easy peasy. That's my cue.
So this is one of my favorite days of the week. David is recording, I don't know if you guys know, but every Wednesday on David's personal YouTube channel, he puts up a song every week on Wednesday. And right now he's recording it from the studio that he made for himself at home.
Hello. Basically every Tuesday I get prepped to do the video that I put up for Wednesday. So that's like part of my Tuesdays now, is to do that. Song is because it's on everyone's hearts and minds. Now that she has dropped it, it is going to be Easy on Me by Adele. So by the time this video's up, it will be on my YouTube channel. I love to make covers kind of my own because I think that's what you're supposed to do anyway. So I don't know, I give kind of a soul, like lo-fi kind of vibe to it. So it sounds familiar enough for you to know the song, but also it doesn't sound instrumentally like the song at all. So check it out if you're into that or want to support. I'd love a view.
I'm so excited. It's dinner time.
Yes, the best time. Why? You know why. Because it's fittering time. Hey, Adolfo, if you need a theme song, I got you.
If you've been following our channel for any amount of time, you know that we love Fitterade. We love you, Adolfo, and your company. They keep us fed, they keep us healthy, they keep us able to work and not have to worry about making food. So tonight's food.
Tonight we are having Korean beef and salad with quinoa.
And by beef, we mean not beef. We don't know what it is. Maybe mushrooms?
Mushrooms or beans?
But it's gonna be delicious, because it always is. One thing since we last mentioned Fitterade, they now come in reusable plastic containers. So every day they drop them off and we wash them, and then when the next day's meal comes, you give them back the old plastic containers. So feel good about the environment.
And now they sell kombucha as well. We forgot to order that this week because I really wanted some, but we didn't get it.
So the only thing they're missing, Adolfo, is ice cream. But we're patient, we're patiently waiting for Fitterade to evolve into the desserts.
Every time.
It's so good. And that was like maybe 3 minutes have passed. We should timestamp it.
The fifth thing I feel like we have been able to learn living in Mexico is that it's not as hard as we thought to be vegan. Every place that we have gone, there have been vegan options for us except for Cancun. But that was because we were in a resort.
Yeah. If you remember around a year ago, one of our first videos we were like, should we stay vegan? Is it gonna be hard? Are we gonna find places? And thankfully, it has been not an issue. We've found variety of places and cuisines and
I mean, we ended up moving to a city in Mexico that has a grocery store dedicated fully to vegan food.
And a vegan meal service and a growing vegan community. It's also been really nice to taste vegan chefs' take on traditional Mexican dishes and like regional dishes. Like when we were in Oaxaca, we had that vegan mole. Like when we were in Oaxaca, we had the vegan mole.
And last night, Adolfo made what was called a Taste of the Yucatan.
Ooh.
And it was a vegan version of a Yucatan dish, and it was incredible.
So, if you're plant-based and worried about traveling around Mexico, don't be.
at all.
And if you need recommendations, obviously check out our older videos or our website.
There's so much food to be eaten, you guys. Go eat it. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about how much I love Fig Newtons, and so many of you guys were so sweet and offered to send some. You don't have to because they have them here. I eat these all of the time. Sometimes 2.
Sometimes 3.
And sometimes 4.
We get them from Costco, and so they come in like a box of...
Too large for 2 people. 1 person.
1 person.
Because he does not eat them.
1 bite of 1.
And I just go to my happy place and shove them in my mouth.
The 6th thing we learned after living in Mexico for a year is, in our experience, it has been really gay friendly.
It really has.
And welcoming to us as an interracial gay couple when we're living in Merida or traveling around the Yucatan, traveling around other states. We've had 0 issues. Renting Airbnbs, going to hotels. We've not ever gotten a weird look, never had an off comment. And we know, before you come first in the comments, that it is different because we are foreign and we are not Mexican. We understand that. But for other foreigners who are looking to travel around Mexico, if you are LGBTQ, we can only give you our experience, and it has been nothing but positive.
Yes, and I mean, I feel like I've seen other YouTubers too who have kind of made their way here that happen to be of the LGBTQ community. They seem to be thriving and happy and in a completely safe space, and that has been really cool to see as well.
And we've seen a lot of same-sex couples in Merida and in other cities that we've traveled to that hold hands and have other public displays of affection, and no one was really batting an eye. That being said, we have done our research and obviously have traveled to larger urban centers and places that we know that are going to be gay-friendly or have other same-sex couples.
I mean, and Mexico generally is a more conservative Catholic place, so it's just been really, really great to see them just welcome everyone. And the last thing we feel like we've been able to learn while we've had our time here in Mexico is that you are capable of designing your own life. And that, I guess, necessarily doesn't just apply to Mexico, but that's just where we are. But it's been such a great space for us to think about who we are as people, what we want to give back to the world, how we want to create art, and just how we want to connect as a couple.
This last year has really been eye-opening in so many ways for us individually and for us as a couple, talking about just like what is possible. And like so many of us, we came through 2020 kind of traumatized and like in shock in a lot of ways, but also it's been really illuminating to see how much choice you have in life. And that we definitely did something that was like out of the box. And a lot of people were like, what are you doing? What's happening right now?
And how long are you doing
And
this?
why? And really? For us, it was the right decision. We knew it was the right decision. We didn't know why it was the right decision. And it's been validated that this was like exactly what we needed, and that where we go from here, we don't have to go back. I think that a lot of people have been asking like, when are you going back? When is this over? When is it done? And we're kind of like, is it ever?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be done.
Just the notion that there's one way to do something, and that if you deviate from that path, then you should hurry up and get back on the path. Hopefully 2020 and beyond has showed us that there's more than one path, thankfully, for so many people, and we are kind of making our own path.
Yeah. And the world is just too big. It's too big to not get to experience other cultures, to not get to experience other people, to see how we are the same and different and how beautiful that is. There's just too much to see. So we've made the choice that we want to go see it, and we want to go meet people, and we want to go and eat those things and see those things. We just really want that to be our lives.
And we can do that. So
Turns out,
we're gonna keep doing it. If you have made it this far in our video, or if you've made it this far on our channel, we just want to say thank you so much for watching, for supporting, for subscribing, for sharing, for doing everything you've done the past year. We've been blown away by how engaged everyone is and how supportive and kind you all have been to us and to each other in the comments and in the community. We love that we've made a positive space on the dark, dark internet for people to connect and share. And we are so, so grateful every day.
Yes, and I mean, you've heard it said before, but we didn't know what this was going to end up being, if people would actually want to watch or care. And we just want to thank you guys for just staying connected with us as we continue to figure out our crazy lives.
If you think the first year was fun, just wait.
We've got so many things planned.
If you have traveled around Mexico or lived in Mexico, share with us in the comments what you learned from your time here or anywhere else abroad. One of the things we love about our channel is how helpful the comment section has been, mostly for our travel, but hopefully for other people's travel as well. There are some hot, juicy tips left all of the time in the comment section, and we are just taking notes. People tell us to go to restaurants, we go. People tell us to go check out neighborhoods, we do. Cities, we're there. So
we also love to hear your connection to Merida. If you ever lived here or know someone that lives here or have some kind of story about Merida or Mexico, we always want to hear that too. So we appreciate any DMs or comments that we've gotten where people just kind of want to share their stories with us.
All right, we come out with new videos every Thursday, so if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe so you keep up with us every week.
And stay tuned, because you're gonna want to see what's happening next.
All right, here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego.
We'll see you next time.